Good morning. How's it going? Okay, you guys. Before I start up for the so I designed my very first shirt. Isn't this nice? I'm finally wearing a different shirt on the live. I'm always wearing, I feel like you've seen my whole closet, let's just put it that way, but this one is brand new and I did it myself. I am not judging, just analyzing. Thought it was super clever when I came up with that. I'm like, let me put that on a shirt and get it straight to my door. And this is the back. Wait, this might be hard to see, but we have the lion and some font. Some the lion thank you font. Dope, right? Dope. And the best part, it came in a box which is perfectly canvas sized. I will definitely be making some art and placing it on the wall of cardboard box art. How exciting. Get to use up the last of my paint. Hey. So fun. If you guys want one, let me know. The design is done. Not to be a whole influencer on here, but thought it was super cute. Alright. So, let's get into a message. We're actually in the book of Judges, right? So, perfect, right? We're in the book of Judges and we are talking about a specific character, which I'm sure you have all heard of before. We're going to go ahead and find out who that is. But before we do, let's get into a quick introductory message. Alright, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Alright. Okay, this is from Surah 33, line 5. And it reads, call them by the names of their fathers. That is juster in the sight of Allah. But if ye know not their fathers' names, call them by your brothers in faith, or your mawlas. But there is no blame on you if ye make a mistake therein. What counts is the intention of your heart, and Allah is oft-forgiving, most merciful. Alright. So we're talking a little bit about family life in this one. Family life. And let me see. This, okay, let me just go ahead and write this out, and then we can get into it. Call them by the names of their fathers. you can see that I'm analyzing this text right now. It does help to transcribe and write it out. Really just understanding word by word. And sometimes when the ideas flow, I can speak while I'm typing. It's so noisy out there. I don't know if you guys can hear. This Tuesday is definitely a bustling Tuesday. Everything that did not get done yesterday is getting done today. It's like a brand new Monday. Most merciful. Okay, well, call them by the names of their fathers. And who we are referring to when we speak of this is people of faith. And it says, if you do not know their fathers' names, call them by your brothers in faith. Or excuse me, call them your brothers in faith. Or mawlas. There is no blame on you if you make a mistake. What counts is the intention of your hearts, and Allah is oft-forgiving and most merciful. So we found this very, very common, especially as we're reading the text and the Bible. Every son is referred to as their father's name, right? It's blank, son of blank, from the tribe of blank. And the reason why this was done is because we could actually trace back the tribes easily, right? It's not like we're taking away the individuality of the individual, but it is somewhat easy to go ahead and reference, oh, they are from this tribe, this was their father. So especially when you're referring to somebody, maybe to older people, or just to kind of gain a point of reference as to where they're coming from. There really were no such thing as strangers back then. Everybody belonged to a group, everybody belonged to a tribe, everybody belonged to their region. So it was very close-knit. It was a way to actually practice connectivity and connecting everybody versus, somebody having just complete individuality. Even Jesus was, called Jesus, like son of Joseph, right? At least at first, he kind of made a name for himself in the individuality part, but he was definitely his own being, and so was everybody else. As we discussed, right, we get a little bit of point of reference for them, but they do become their own being. But it's just somehow easier, right, to refer them to their family or their father. And while we don't do that as much today when speaking to somebody or relating to somebody, we still do use our surnames or our last name, especially in a professional setting, right? So first it belongs to my father, and then it goes on to whom I am legally married to, right? Be wedded. Yes, so that's just something there. As far as spiritual connection and relevancy to what we are talking about, we will be talking about marriage today. We will be talking about family scuffles, I will say, like family relations, family scuffles. It's important to note that we have an Israelite. We'll be discussing an Israelite that was not necessarily a part of too many things. He was really, really with the Philistines due to marriage. So yes, we have somebody from the tribe of Dan. You can see if you can guess who it is. If you know the Bible, you'll know who it is. Somebody from the tribe of Dan. And he had very interesting relations with the Philistines. It was just a ongoing back and forth thing. So something to remember is the Philistines are ruling at the time, right? They definitely are oppressing all of the Israelites at this time. So that's why the nature between the Israelites and the Philistines were, it was turbulent. But they are joined together by way of marriage, but even that union is very terrible, as you will know. The union between them ended in disaster, just to give you a little hint. But yes, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but let's just go ahead and read it so we know what we are discussing. I'm going to go ahead and just do a little short snippet today, and we'll basically do part 2 of this narrative tomorrow. But yes, I guess in spiritual reference, have respect for everybody, have a internal and external knowing of everybody, be calm with them, be friendly with people. That's a good, important thing to take from this. We are all connected, even though we've come such a far way, and we can't trace all of this back to the 12 tribes so easily, but just, remembering that we are really all in one family at the end of the day. All right. Peace out, you guys. Have a good one. See you in a second.